Hello, guys. How's it going? How's the weekend going? Hope your team won. If your team won, can I get the I? How many people go
Hi.
talk? Who talk I just now?
Now me, now one we play now.
You
Now
say now
win,
win
now
be that.
still win.
Now win be that. If your team win, can I get the I? Nobody go talk I. Nobody. That's how the weekend went for a lot of football fans. Welcome to Truth and Banter. We're going strong. Episode 12. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who listens on YouTube and Spotify. Our YouTube people are rising. I mean, we see the views from all over the world. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to click on subscribe and also follow us on social media, Truth, and Banter. We're going to start the pod very quickly. We have our guys in there. We got Show, we got Ola Salam. You might be seeing Instant Impact, but anyone that changes name on this pod knows Ola Salam, and he's the first person to speak on the pod. There's also Jetson, and there's also Dele in the mix. Guys, how's it going now? I'm gonna start with Kevin De Bruyne. Who here does not like Kevin De Bruyne as a player? Can I get a I? Do you like him or you don't like him? Would you like him in your team? Guys, would you like Kevin De Bruyne in your team?
Is it the current Kevin De Bruyne or the Kevin De Bruyne as
Okay,
Kevin De Bruyne?
pick Kevin De Bruyne. Would you like him in your team?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay. So
of course,
he said he's. Oh, he said of course. Where would he play though? Sure, Dele, as an Arsenal fan. Who would he bench?
I
Is he
mean,
going to bench
Odegaard now.
Odegaard?
It's not a yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That's not a debate now. What is it? Huh?
Jetson, do you feel the same way? Jetson, do you feel the same way? Kevin De Bruyne will bench Odegaard at Arsenal. Jetson, see the thinker. All right, so he's leaving Man City after 10 years, leaving the Premier League. I think undoubtedly a
Okay, yeah.
Premier League legend. I can hear you, Jetson. Yeah, I was saying, did you agree with Dele that yes, he's going to leave?
I didn't hear.
He's going to bench.
I didn't hear what Dele said, but I heard your question.
Yeah, What's the question?
Whether I'll take KDB in my team.
Yeah. Would you?
Hello.
Yes. Would you take him?
Yeah, I'll take the current and the past. I'll take both of
would
them.
he bench Odegaard?
I'll take him.
Your
Yeah,
current team. Will he bench Odegaard?
Odegaard will be like -1 this season. You bench Odegaard now. Odegaard now.
Okay, pick Odegaard. Pick Odegaard. You be sure?
Which one be pick Odegaard? Pick Odegaard. 15 goals. How many goals? Has he even scored 15 goals this?
Oh, this is not. Right. Okay. No problem. Anyways, this is Kevin De Bruyne leaving Man City after 10 years. Appearances 413, assists 174, goals 106. He's won 16 trophies in total for Manchester City, and he's had 6 PL titles, which is dope. In fact, I don't think there are many players maybe from Man City. He's probably undoubtedly one of their biggest legends. He's leaving. First of all, where do you think he's going to end up as? We're going to start discussion with that. Where do you think he's going to end up? Sure.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. I'm not an agent, so I can't possibly say where he will end up. But he might have his own personal thing. Maybe he wants to retire Saudi, US, China, anywhere. Of course, even Italy can go to Italy or Germany. I can't see where he would probably end up. But of course, he's undoubtedly one of the greatest in his generation and ever. Yeah, one of the greatest. Yeah, he's top player. Really, he's one. I mean, during his peak, he literally walked into anything. Maybe except that Barcelona then, that one, the Barcelona I'm talking about, and that Madrid. Yeah, maybe he wouldn't get into those teams. But any other team, this guy will walking straight up into those teams during his peak. Not now.
Yeah, Now it looks like, I don't know, maybe the decline was that massive. I really don't know what happened. Do you see him playing in? Do you really see him playing in Saudi Arabia? Olatunlam, you were saying that Salam Alaikum. Is that where you think he's going to end up in?
Well, football has generally declined in Europe, I'm going to say, but I see most teams are building their most clubs are building their team right now. I don't think he can fit into any European team right now. He just needs to go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, a few games is not going to hold in Saudi Arabia, but anything is going to now. I think nobody needs him as a backup. So Saudi Arabia it is.
But so in the top 5 leagues, not even in France, you don't think Kevin De Bruyne can do a job in France?
In France, maybe in France, if he still goes to anything, he goes to France. He goes to in France. I mean, it can't be much of an impact because for you to take over the title or the whatever PSG is doing in the French league, you need to be sublime. You need to be very clutch. You need to be good. I don't think we can do anything at this point.
I don't quite believe PSG, even on their worst days, in their worst seasons, they seem to always have that league on lock. Like, I'm looking at the French league table right now, looking at their closest challenger. Their closest at one time was Marseille, and Marseille was not even in form. Marseille was busy losing and drawing games, but that's their closest challenger in the French league. You don't think Kevin De Bruyne can, even if he's not for PSG, it's for any of these other teams, that he will still do a job in there?
Anything is going to, and if you really want to enjoy Kevin De Bruyne, he has to be in maybe in any league that maybe goes to a team or in any club that maybe they are one top 4 in their league. Do you understand? So Marseille, they were doing very well at the beginning of the season. I don't know what happened to them, but even if he goes to Marseille, I don't think he can make much impact. He just needs to go to Saudi Arabia and collect his money and retire. He's done in Europe. He's done.
It's done. It's done. Okay. So City, I mean, there are people. A lot of people are saying they have to make a statue for him in Manchester City Stadium and things like that. Do you think he deserves to be in? I mean, the way Arsenal have a statue of Arsenal. Do you think Manchester City now, if they decide, we're going to build a statue for Kevin De Bruyne, it is well deserved, or they're just doing? They have better players they could have done that for. People like maybe, I don't know, an Aguero, or I don't know, Yaya Toure.
Yeah, I think he deserves one. Yes, we can also argue the fact that Yaya Toure, Silva, Aguero, those players also deserve. But if we are looking at the best season as a City, as a club, it's probably going to be under him because that's when the first time they won the treble, right? And I think the Champions League as well. So yes, you can both argue both fact that yes, Silva and the other players who started the transition of the club should also get it. But yeah, he also deserves it.
Okay. So how does Man City replace them? So how does Man City replace a player like Kevin De Bruyne? It looks like even part of the things that's made them struggle, this season particularly, is there's nobody playing that Kevin De Bruyne position as well as he used to. I mean, at his peak. How do they replace him? Who in this correct, Man City team can you say is a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne?
That's for me.
Yeah, you can go.
I don't think there's any replacement. It will be hard to find a replacement, but someone who will go close. I think that's why City are trying to buy what is his name from Bayer Leverkusen. Wheat? No. Ritz, Wheat, or what is his name? I think he can maybe come not even maybe halfway close to, and you always develop. And I think I'm also surprised this season that Pep still using what's it called, KDB so much. No, even Gundogan, all that midfield used today except Kovacic. I think their legs they're gone. City, City this season is over already for them as well. Maybe they're trying to find for Champions League place, obviously. But I would think, they have the young boy. Is it McCarthy or what is his name? They have a
Yeah.
young boy there.
Well,
I thought he would have been.
Mamouche, they bought Mamouche. I think they didn't they try back.
Mount is a striker now, and
But
maybe like he can play as the 8 but I don't see him as that. Mamouche would rather take the ball. He's a ball carrier that would rather take the ball himself and go shoot instead of looking for like decisive passes.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I would have thought today he would, because today Man U just ran the midfield over them. You see a Casemiro having his best game today because no runners from City midfield. Bernardo Silva, his legs are tired. KDB tired. Gundogan tired. Passive.
Okay. All right. So, so City had to go to market this transfer window. They still need to replace Kevin De Bruyne. That's what you think, eh?
Yeah, I think they would go big. We know how City is now. They will always go big. It's not Arsenal that will start replacing one until next season and another person will go. Another position will be vacant. No, they are going big. They will go big this transfer as well. Not just replacing one player.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of tired legs. I think right now we're gonna play like a quick game, guys. Everyone on mute. So when I ask the question, you talk and you let me know. So it's going to be, I don't know if it will be controversial, but we just have a list of 10 names that we're going to go through. So the game is stay quiet until you hear a better player than Kevin De Bruyne. So I've compiled a list, but I've tried to make sure they are not current players, or maybe some of them will be current players. But yeah, just stay quiet until you hear a better player than Kevin De Bruyne. If you hear a better player than Kevin De Bruyne, please speak up and tell me the person is better, right? I'm going to start with Steven Gerrard.
Better.
Frank Lampard.
Better.
Paul Scholes.
Better.
Yeah.
Patrick Vieira.
They're playing. I don't. That
They're not the same, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
David Silva.
Better.
Cesc Fabregas. This one has been trending a lot. So De Bruyne is better than Fabregas.
Yes.
Yeah. Yaya Toure.
That's a
Better.
Yeah, too.
Outside of England, Luka Modric.
Better.
Sure.
Andrés Iniesta.
Better.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's enough. So there's quite a lot of players we feel are better than Kevin De Bruyne. So where does he place him in the all-time greats? Can you say he's, obviously I won't say top 5 because based on all these answers now, you guys will say no. Top 10. Does he rank top 10 in the best attacking midfielders, let's say in his generation, basically, from when he started playing to when he's about to hang his boot up?
In his generation, yes. Top 10.
Top 10. And don't forget, though, all the people you guys said were better. Kevin De Bruyne is the second, most assist player in the Premier League. He's one that, that's how big of a creative person he is. And I'm seeing some names that you guys have said they are better. They don't have more PL titles than him, right? They don't have more assists than him. I'm pretty sure some of them don't have. Only a few have more goals than him. So what makes them better than the Kevin De Bruyne?
Actually, when you're mentioning those players, I think there were a few that Shaw and Lala did not. Shaw and Daly did not see anything about it. So let's start from there.
Okay, when I said Steven Gerrard or Frank Lampard, is it that one that didn't say anything about?
Yeah, Steven Gerrard. Nobody talked about Steven Gerrard. I only said I was the only person that said Steven Gerrard was better.
Yeah. So why do you think someone like a Stevie G can, you can say he's better than a De Bruyne who, has won it all? I mean, Gerrard did not win the league title, but yes, at least he won the Champions League and others.
Well, maybe if I'm wrong, do they play the same position?
Well, it depends on where you. Well,
No,
they don't, but it depends on sometimes where you want to play. Gerrard in his later years, I think he dropped much, deeper as a midfielder. But I think in his younger years, you would almost play him as an attacking midfielder.
I mean, I think they are the same. They play the same.
No. Gerrard was more of him. No. Gerrard wasn't attack.
DM is a central midfielder.
central,
However, later it was more like
Yeah,
a
DM.
DM. Yeah, but he
Who
plays
was the
DM
DM?
for England.
Gerrard?
So,
Gerrard was more of a central midfielder. Then he became a
Where
DM.
did Alonso play then? If Gerrard was a DM,
which Alonso?
Xabi Alonso.
You obviously didn't hear what I said. I said that Gerrard is a central midfielder. However, he played DM all through for England. Now, while in Liverpool, he played central midfield because they still had the likes of Aman and
he played DM for England.
yes, Gerrard and
Where did
Lampard.
Oscar play?
Those are their two
Where did who?
Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes didn't really play with them. In fact, I remember that it was Paul Scholes had to play from the left.
No,
Maybe
no.
you should go and check. Gerrard was
I
England.
think Hargreaves at one point the
Thank
scores
you.
them to said
No, he didn't really. No. Owen Hargreaves didn't really have much playing
Yes,
time while they
because
were
of the
in fact,
injury,
I recall
yes.
Hargreaves playing. Yeah, I recall him playing right back so many times for England. Owen Hargreaves, yeah. But Gerrard was England's DM at that time. Yeah, standard.
Yeah. Let's not deviate from the discussion. So are we saying now, for example, for us to okay, maybe I'm the one who has gone about it the wrong way because I've put players who are not exactly in the same position.
Exactly. Yeah.
So even if I did that, right, would we now say we can't, judge these players based on their duties? I know I've talked about goals and assists and all that, but as a player, as a football player, as a complete player, is there anything that Gerrard does that De Bruyne cannot do?
Yeah, a lot.
Like
A lot. So when
let me hear tempo creation, tempo what's it called?
don't start, Lala. You people
Now-
don't. That is the basics of football. That's the basis of a midfielder. Do you understand? There's a reason why we sign a striker, where we sign a left winger and a right winger. Any midfielder that can add scoring goals to their repo, I think it just makes them better. Nobody remembers Yaya Toure for a lot of goals he scored, but you know Yaya Toure about his ball carrying, how he controls, how he defends and everything. So I saw a lot of people saying if you are going to choose one of these players, they mentioned Gerrard, they mentioned Iniesta, they mentioned Modric, first players to get to I think the most assist. Who will you choose? Of course, when it comes to all the players you have mentioned, I think when it comes to goal scoring and assist, Kevin De Bruyne stands out. That's what makes him special. But if you talk about what each and every one of them brings, there's a reason why we call Gerrard Captain Fantastic. So even if I don't think in the Liverpool AC Milan game when AC Milan was leading Liverpool 3-0, I don't think if it was a Kevin De Bruyne in that framework with the captain band.
Last
Uplifted their spirit. So
network.
everybody is clutch in what they do. But when it comes to generally as a midfielder, I think Kevin De Bruyne has successfully been able to add goals and assists to what he does. You don't expect an Iniesta to score 15, 20 goals a season, or maybe somebody said, I don't think Iniesta has up to 20 assists in his lifetime, which I actually went to go and Google. I don't think I saw a lot of assists. So
I think Olasalam's network is a bit up and down. but I have an observation.
He
He
uses
uses
glue.
glove. We have an observation because the thing is people like Iniesta, like I know he plays in the midfield, right? I know some, but there are games where Iniesta has been, maybe part of the 3-man attack for Barcelona. In fact, when he plays in that midfield, he is usually the playmaking force who goes forward the most. And it is for me, I think it is you cannot as a footballer at the highest level, you play as part of the attacking unit. You cannot go without goals contributions or assist contributions in games, and people will just they'll just award you for things like, oh, it's a bit dribble well, it's a bit hold ball well. Is that what it is as a midfielder? That should that be their goal? And people shouldn't knock them for not adding to the attack. Sure, what do you think?
Okay, I'll start with this. There's a reason, personally, if you check through how I rate players, there's a reason why I use the word better and greater. There are two different contexts. I use the word better based on raw talent that I see, the way the person plays the game and understand the game. Greater is now the overall statistics and the likes. Do you understand? So, of course, I prefer a player like Iniesta to De Bruyne. De Bruyne only has one thing to do: get the assist. Iniesta can control the tempo of the game for more than 90 minutes. It's not about I don't want to, sound like I'm giving Iniesta an excuse, but I see him as more or less someone who is not ambitious, like personal ambition. Now, it's not about the assist or the, he just wants to ensure that, he dictate the tempo of the game, get his players into play and the like. But more or less, but I think De Bruyne is more direct. Yeah, once he gets the ball, he's looking, where the striker is, and then he can, get the ball to the striker, and then they can get the goals. Do you understand? So their games are a bit different, But like I said, I use the word better for someone who is the technical person, who is more technical person. Then I use the word greater for the overall achievement. Oh, Premier League assists, goals, this one, most passes, most all of those things. Yeah. So that's why I cannot say who is better. If you ask me who is better, I'll always lean towards the technical person. But if you say who is greater, of course, because of the achievement, then I can tell you, who the star.
Okay. So Dylan, what do you feel the same way? Because I feel sometimes we let some players off for. I mean, football is not just about controlling the game, right? You should do your part, and it should come correct. I mean, if you're part of that attacking unit, you should come correct. People should not be knocking you for, oh, you don't assist enough, you don't score enough, and things like that. Because it's important, because that's what wins you game, not controlling the game. What do you think, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I agree to a certain point with what Sho is saying. He's correct, because if you look at the comparison between Bruno Fernandes and what is he called now? Arsenal captain Odegaard.
Mm.
For the beauty of the game, you enjoy Odegaard play, but it's not about the beauty of the game. No disrespect to Iniesta, he's a fantastic footballer, controls the pace or everything about the game, which Xavi also does. But I would say, with what made that super complete is because of Messi's impact there, Messi's directness there.
Yeah, God do.
This is not me downplaying Iniesta. Fine player, fantastic player. But are we going to just judge players now based on, oh, he makes the game sweet to watch? Like Paul Pogba. You will go back to Paul Pogba before. Paul Pogba will not just, he will dribble you one time, come back again, show that skill and that flair. And that's why I say I agree with Shaw to a certain point, because De Bruyne is not, he doesn't really have that flair. He's about, let's go. So also, he can also, for me, I also think it might be maybe based on each team, the way each team is set up to play as well. Some people play direct football. You cannot see a flair midfielder at Liverpool now, because of their style they are playing. They are direct, they go front like at every, they don't come back. You see that, okay,
they are more effective.
There you go. Arsenal, they are not breaking you on that attack. They want to, okay, come back, play side. But Liverpool don't have time for that. They are always direct. That's why first 10 minutes of a game, you see Liverpool probably already had four shots on target, or four attempts. Arsenal is trying to look for the perfect way to break you down, which almost similar, just like Barcelona of those days. So for me, not to degrade Iniesta or all that, No, they are not even on. I mean, the same generation. But I'll take a De Bruyne over Iniesta in my team because of you can look at the look at the goals and assists now.
Me, I want to talk.
That wins you game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a
that's
Barcelona
fine.
fan, of course. I don't expect you to say otherwise.
Lala,
Yeah.
I think people don't know how much of an intelligent person you are. You know how to set people up for drugs and make things controversial.
How?
And I didn't hear most of the things Show said, but I can listen to Dele, and he has been saying he agrees with Show. So obviously, it's likely they said they almost said the same thing.
Oh, no, they didn't almost say the same thing. So Shaw
No,
said
Shaw
he-
chose Iniesta now,
Shaw chose Iniesta. He said he
but made the point
look-
about
about
the
what
goals
they
and
bring to
assists.
the game. Yeah,
He
once
He made a point about what. So I'm glad. You see, when I use the word bias, if people think I'm being emotional,
no, I think you should not jump into conclusion because
I will.
wait,
I will drop it to conclusion.
just wait now. Just wait. Shaw said that who is a greater player and who is a better player.
What is the meaning of great? You see, that is where I'm saying. What is the meaning of greater player, better player? What's the meaning of that?
Okay, we don't even want to listen to your explanation first. So what he said was a better player with what he sees in his eye. He knows he's Iniesta, right? I'll be sure. Am I correct? Sure, am I correct?
Wait, what was wrong with Olasalam's network?
I went
don't know.
off. I had a call. Nothing wrong with my network. I went off the call. Please, I went off the call.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Help me
talk to him.
briefly summarize it so that our viewers don't listen to me.
All right. Okay. So basically, what I said is, I use two different terms: greater and better. When I say better, I go for the more technical person, which is Iniesta. However, when I say greater, I look at statistics. Oh, assists, goals, this one, that one, how many chances you created, how many deadly passes and all of that. I can use that to judge a player, the greater person, of course, which is like the overall summary of your career. People who don't watch Iniesta, if they ask, of course, if people talk about Iniesta, the first thing they think, oh, okay, he's a midfielder. Oh, how many assists does he have and stuff like that. So I lean towards that for greater, which of course I'll pick Kevin De Bruyne because of the statistics he's got. However, for better player, I look at their technical skills only. And of course, Iniesta dumps him in every aspect.
Okay,
That's
thank
what I
you.
say.
You people are very funny. Because when I say the word, see, Lala, give me time to talk. How many minutes?
I'll give you 2 minutes because we've went past our time for this topic. But
Okay.
stick to Show. Now Show talk. Don't be
I'm speaking to Shu, I'm speaking to Dele. I'm speaking to both of them. When you say greater player, better player, you people are just looking for English. What is greater? What is just like you are saying somebody is loyal, somebody is faithful. Most of the time they mean the same thing. It just depends on the context you are putting it. Now you are saying if you're going to choose a greater player, a better player. Of course, I would never compare a Kevin De Bruyne to Iniesta. They play different roles. Now I'm checking as usual. People have introduced me to Transfer Market and SofaScore. I'm seeing Transfer Market, and they are saying Kevin De Bruyne was mostly an attacking midfielder and a left winger. And they put a position there. Now, everybody knows Iniesta is a central midfielder. If you're talking about greater,
Are you saying,
better,
hold on, are you saying Iniesta did not play part of Barcelona's front three at any point in his time in any season for Barcelona? He wasn't playing as part of the attacking unit for that team?
Good question.
he did not. I'm not going to say what I'm not sure about, but most of the times, if you talk about when David Villa was there, when Boyan was there, when Fabregas was there, most of the times he played in the mid three, which includes Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets.
Who was further forward? Who was further forward?
Thank you.
Please, for Spain.
When Fabregas came, Fabregas played at the false nine. Nobody is taking Iniesta's position from him. It's not possible. And most of the times, Barcelona has always had a left winger and a right winger. That's why I said David Villa. And I also mentioned them. Yes,
Sorry, Impact. Let me ask you just this question.
Okay.
And I just want you to pick one person. I know you'll be biased because you're a Barcelona fan. Pedri and a Bruno Fernandes.
Pedri? What Pedri?
You're Pedri now. Which other Pedri is there?
The current Pedri and a Bruno Fernandes.
Correct.
They don't play the same roles.
That's a fact. That's a big fact.
Bro, they don't.
Maybe
Bruno
this
plays
season,
central
this
midfield
season,
for us
Pedri's
now.
role has been changed this season.
Now, yes.
Okay,
Which
okay.
your coach
Let me ask
said.
you a question. What
No,
has
no,
been,
no, no. You can't answer the question with another
bro?
question.
I've answered your question.
Okay, what was the answer?
You said I will be biased, so without me answering the question, you're already thinking for me. If I'm going to
You
choose,
just called all of us biased on this
bro,
show now.
if I'm going to choose between a Pedri and a Bruno Fernandes right now,
Mhm.
I would. The reason why I'm not going to see anything is because they don't play the same roles. However, if you're going to say, will I want a Bruno Fernandes in my team? Of course, as an attacking midfielder, he will take control of where Gavi plays, where Dani Olmo plays. This season, Pedri if you watch Barcelona's game, that's why I said we need to watch more games. He has been dropping even to a defensive midfield position. Go
Yeah,
and
but
check.
we said that now. I just said that your coach changed your coach. I watched the interview where he said something the same, that he redefined Pedri's role. That he figures Pedri can control the game better.
So if you're talking about if you're talking about an attacking role, of course I will choose Bruno Fernandes over Pedri. Of course I will.
Good. I love that.
Okay.
Why did you choose Bruno Fernandes?
Because Bruno Fernandes comes with a lot of things.
Like
Pedri has played the attacking midfield
No,
role, and
like
bro, I will tell you my own truth.
you are going somewhere.
Pedri,
Just like what?
the reason why I would choose a Bruno Fernandes over a Pedri in an attacking role is because Bruno Fernandes can score outside of the box with a shot. He can play a free kick. He's better in corner kick. Yes.
Okay, now I love that. Now going back to it now. And Iniesta in an attacking role and a Kevin De Bruyne in an attacking role.
I would choose Kevin De Bruyne in an attacking role.
Finish. Thank you.
Bro, that brings me to my stuff. So you can't say great. Iniesta doesn't play as an attacking midfielder. He plays as a central midfielder.
Olasalam, I don't want to bust your bubble, but I've
for
not
Spain?
wait, but
For
I
Spain,
know
they
for a fact that Kevin, what's his name, Iniesta, we know by trade is a central midfielder, but
Yes.
I know for a fact over several seasons he has played as the third, whether in the left wing for Barcelona. He's played in that 3-man, so
Yes.
he's not just seen as somebody
Yes.
who's
If
not
you
meant
say in the 3-man, in how many games did he play as a 3-man? I'm checking Iniesta's stats now. Iniesta has 135 assists.
Yes,
for Barcelona, and he had 57 goals for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And compared to Kevin De Bruyne stuff, I think Kevin De Bruyne has in all appearances he has 174 assists and he has 106 goals.
Yes.
Now, if you go and check the Spanish national team, there was a time where there was a David Silva and there was a Fabregas. The reason why Fabregas was pushed into the first nine role, I can remember in that Euros where Fabregas played as a first nine. I think Torres was on the bench most of that Euros. Where Fabregas played as a first nine is because they needed to create a position for Fabregas in that team. There is no way you will put what is the name? There's no way there will be a David Silva starting and you will put an Iniesta as an attacking midfielder when there's David Silva. When there's
You're not getting the
Fabregas.
point. You're not getting the point.
I'm sorry, please.
Yeah.
Hold on. Please, can I talk? There was a time where Iniesta played the left.
When was it now, please?
I've been thinking.
They had hold on. They had the hold on, please. They had the midfield trio of Busquets, Xabi Alonso, and Xavi.
Okay.
Yes. So those were the three midfield. Then Iniesta and the other two guys played the forward roles. You can go and check. I don't have to.
Bro, don't say, bro. See, do you know we can learn a lot of things. Do you know we can learn a lot of things? I remember there was a time Iniesta played in the left wing for Barcelona, and that was I think during a season after our Champions League, maybe the 06-07
It's
season.
not one season, no. Olasalam. I'm
He
telling you for a
played
fact.
a full season. No, it was a full season.
He played in that position. Fine, you can say the whole full season there, but there are other seasons where he's been used in that left wing role for Barcelona. across several seasons. We know he would play different positions, but he's played at least 3, 4, 5 seasons in the left wing goal. At least, if not minimum, 10 games per season in that position for Barcelona.
No, it can't be up to 10 games because if you are saying 3, 4, 5 seasons, at what time did we have a Neymar? At what time did we have a David Villa? At what time did we have a Ronaldinho?
So would they play every game?
Bro, then there's no way Iniesta. I'm a Barcelona fan. I'm telling you, most of the times Iniesta played, maybe a few games, just like Pedri and Gavi, they've played in the left wing role. But it's just maybe because of some kind of particular game, maybe fatigue or injury or anything. It doesn't show up in the starting lineup as a left winger.
No,
Just
that's what it would be. I'm going to check. Let's not maybe draw too much on that.
That's why I said let us learn. Even what's the name of this guy? Kevin De Bruyne. It doesn't come into the starting lineup as a left winger. It comes in as an attacking midfielder. Maybe there is fatigue or there is something. That's when you see him going to the left wing.
This is why transfer market is good, right? You will see the starting position of these players. How many times they play in those positions in a season?
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
No, but we'll revisit this conversation because we want to talk about two different things before hour is up. So we got about 20 minutes left to do that. I'm going to move on to the next topic. De Bruyne, Iniesta will come back as part of the special for the next episode. Go check your facts. Go check your facts.
Of course. I'm on it.
No, voila. The next bit is the league title. I think it's almost done in England. Even though Liverpool lost today, do you think that do you think that Arsenal are not even? They're not. I won't say they're doing their bits, but do you think they're not, pushing it to the wire like they should? Like now that Liverpool dropped points, Arsenal are still, they've not won. What don't you think? If you guys have taken all the chances of when Liverpool dropped points, I mean, you'll be much closer to them.
Firstly, we already talked about the season. The Liverpool already champions. Let's put that out there first. Today I was having a conversation with Shu, and I did tell him if it was Man City that was actually the one chasing Liverpool this season, they probably would have closed like over. Either they'll be first or maybe it's less than 3 points. So that shows that even Arsenal this season, forget some things has gone against us. Arsenal this season we're not as good as we were last 2 seasons, or maybe last season too. So for me, it's over. All this is just Liverpool. It's because if you go back to check, Liverpool since the turn of the new year, they've not been the same. Obviously, those players are tired already. It's either maybe Salah was the one just trying to take them over the line, and sometimes, like you said, they've dropped a few points, and every time they drop points, we also do.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe they're just after coming off the Champions League. It has.
I think that's one of the problem I have with the current coach as well. I think he does prioritize some things better. I mean, every season under him, when you start with, for example, 4 trophies, it's like, oh, we want to play Champions League, bench players for Carling Cup. Or, I mean, obviously you have to rotate, but it's like, oh, when you go out of Carling Cup, oh, it's not our priority. Our priority is to be here. Go out of FA Cup, oh yes. Our priority is Premier League and Champions League. Out of Premier League, just wait until Madrid does whatever they'll do. And now we're back to square one.
Okay. Sure. Now we know season is gone, right? If Liverpool, the way they are, it looks like they're going to struggle to get it over the line. Would it take anything away from their efforts in the first half of the season for them to get to this point? If they struggle to get out of the line, will they still be seen as worthy winners? Because some people are saying these people they're not that great, but they are just lucky that people are not informed. Should people be talking like that? Will it take anything from them if they did not do it in flying colors to the end of the season?
Okay, I'll start with this. No matter how great you are, like in this football we're talking about, once your opponent or your competitor have that one edge over you, then your greatness is literally nothing. I'll cite an example. I think Leicester the season they won the Premier League. They won with 81 points, if I'm correct. Yeah. The following season, I think City won that league. Man U had 81 points, but became second. That means, I mean, you can juxtapose that back to when Leicester won the league. So at the end of the day, and I think Liverpool had also had about 90 something points before, and City won the league. So, the other teams, if Arsenal were actually in that form they were 2 seasons ago and last season, they probably will have, gotten to, the gap we'll have now will be so competitive. Liverpool are really struggling. They've been struggling for the last few games. It's just, just if Salah scores, so this one scores, and then that covers the whole thing, and they try to end the game that way. So of course, they've tried as much as possible to gather as much points as they could in the first phase of the league, and that is what is literally sustaining them. Others are just comedians trying to come up, except maybe Asma, who has really tried, to be in. The others, please. I know they're part of the others, but we be clown.
We with the
Talking about-
comedians. I agree say with the comedians. With the
So others are not really giving them that chase, and that is like the leverage they have now. But I think they will just make it a lot. They will get over the line because there's no how. I think they need to win about 4 games at least. That's if Arsenal don't drop points, and they may still drop points. So that's what I think. I think they will, and of course, once you win the league, what do you mean now? What do you mean by they will be awarded? The points weren't awarded to them. They won it. So yeah.
Okay, so some discussions were in the group. I know Dede was busy yesterday. He didn't see some of those things. I think Jetson was the one being I don't want to use the word, but last time I used the word this morning. It was the one that was getting it from left, right, and center yesterday. I want to ask Dele about this penalty incident. Did you think that was a penalty? Yes, versus Everton, your guy Lewis Kelly. Do you think it's been one?
No,
Is it a penalty?
It's a free kick. No.
It's not a penalty. So
Nope.
why do you think it's not a penalty?
I mean, have you seen the video?
Well, I saw the video.
You call that back for a free kick. The initial touch was out. The touch started from the I don't even know if it's touch or the
Nudge.
is it
the
drag.
nudge.
The two of them.
Mutual
I don't know the
holding.
word to use. Yeah, both of them were. Yes, the ball was there to be won. He started from outside the box, and at the point of where he left the player fell. So if you watch the analysis later, maybe on Sky, that's one of the issues of VAR in England. VAR in England will tell you it's not a clear, the referee did not make a clear mistake. So that is already subjective. The work of the VAR is the referee probably thought he saw something because it depends on the angle he was staying. But VAR will say, oh, it's not clear or something like that. It's not I don't know what is not clear there.
Referee gave it first before VAR checked it, right? Okay.
Yes. The referee gave it.
Do you think the referee gave it because when Martin Lewis Kelly fell, he fell on the leg of Harrison? What's the name of that player? Is it Harrison? That Everton player. He fell on his leg.
No,
I know I'm being serious. I'm being serious now. But I'm going to show you that angle. Maybe when you look at it, initially I thought, this is not a penalty now. Why would he give a penalty for something like this? But if you watch it and watch as he fell, he actually fell on that attacking player's leg. Although that guy made a meal of it because he fell on his leg and his leg hit his other leg and he fell down. Don't you think if they are
yes, I get where you're going. Do you know the guy after he fell, the ball was still in play, he stood up. Even when the referee, the player did not know the referee don't blow.
Actually, he contested for it. That's why he fell down. No, he didn't fall like he didn't mean. He felt like he meant to fall.
I'm watching it right now.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. Yeah. He fell. He fell. He contested for the penalty. Yes, he stood up afterwards to continue the game because the ball was still in play. Another game, they will blow advantage. Go and watch what happened to City today. City Man U today. Casemiro. That was a clear penalty for me. Clear penalty. He hit his leg. What did the referee do? Play on first. Liverpool today, I mean, if we keep sounding like it will look like it's a conspiracy. I'm not saying the referee did something, but there are some things they are quick to blow or to, other teams now, they'll probably wait for VAR. Like what happened today. I will tell you this for free. If the referee had blown a penalty for that challenge on Casemiro today,
to stay down.
VAR would
Yeah,
not
of
overturn
course.
it.
So that's where it
Huh?
comes in with what the referee did.
Right. But are you saying now, what is the work of the VAR? Tell me why VAR watched that and saw that he kicked. There was actually a contact under Casemiro's
that's what I'm trying to that's what I'm trying
was
to
not
make you
there.
understand now, that the referee made decision on the field. Now, if there was no touch at all on that player and VAR did not see that, of course, I know for a fact VAR would overturn that. But when VAR looked at that and saw that, oh, as this boy fell, he fell on this boy's leg, don't you think VAR's hands were tied? There's nothing for them to overturn.
Maybe I'll have to watch because I've seen that video. I can't count how many times I've seen it, and I can't find any. Maybe if you have the angle you're talking about, you can tag me and we'll revisit.
Okay.
Lala,
Yeah, go on.
I'm watching that. Did anybody see Madrid's penalty yesterday? I know you don't watch La Liga.
No, I didn't see their penalty. Was it a penalty or wasn't?
I saw it now.
What do you feel
I saw
about it? Who saw it again? Show.
I saw
Zilli,
it.
what do you feel about it?
Never a penalty for me.
Okay. I agree. Well, I'm watching the Skelly's own, and I'm not going to lie. From outside the box, Kelly has been holding the stance of Kelly was showing that Kelly was going to fall, and I feel the Everton player was just smart about it. He actually waited for them to get into the box before he allowed Skelly to fall on him. I think it was a bit soft. I think the referee should have overlooked it. It was from outside, but I mean, any contact in the penalty sometimes is just given as a penalty. It was very, very soft. I would not have given it as a penalty, but I don't think there's any Ujuru or whatever they want to say about it. Arsenal fans are always crying.
I also like to go now. Okay, so like I said in the group yesterday when I was discussing, and I think it was a he that was that we were discussing together. Okay, so that ball, that challenge was too clumsy. Kelly didn't give the referee he put the referee in a very difficult position where he fell. He fell on that guy's leg. If he had fallen and not fall on the guy's leg, if he didn't fall, that guy wouldn't have fallen. If that guy had fallen, the referee would just tell the guy to stand up. But when he fell, he still tried to, disturb the guy. So he fell on the guy's leg. Of course, the nudging and the pushing, whatever, started outside the box. But the referee didn't blow for that. He blew for that when Kelly fell, and he fell on that guy's leg. And the function of VAR is to bring referee's attention to what he did not see. VAR hardly makes decision for referee. In fact, there's most times VAR will have to tell the referee to go and see for himself. That means they don't want to make that decision for him. They want him to, go about the decision. And when referee make decision on the field and VAR call his attention to it, VAR will not overturn that decision, except I'm quoting what PGMOL used to tell us. It is clear and obvious error by the referee. If it is not, they will not overturn it. They will rather leave the referee to make that decision and go ahead.
Decision is made.
So the challenge was clumsy. Of course, like I said yesterday, it's quite soft.
It was a penalty.
But don't put the referee in that difficult position. So the referee giving it, of course, is not a mistake. Of course, if now my team to me say go feel somehow, but the truth is the referee didn't really make a mistake in that. No, I don't think.
Okay, I like that. If you go back to watch the highlight, go to like 43 minutes. Tarkowski on Trossard, and tell me why that was not a penalty too. Now, I mean, I think Ola Salam is say he's watching it now. Go check 43 minutes and see that tackle. Today, Liverpool.
What tackle is that?
Tarkowski on Trossard, 43 minutes. Just start from 47 minutes. Sorry, exactly on the highlight. like the game. Check that. Today, Liverpool, we saw Liverpool Fulham today. This will just be the last, submission. Liverpool Fulham today. In the space of 3 seconds, if you don't give penalty for the first one, you give penalty for the second one. That referee waited. Let's don't forget, you remember the other argument we had on, I think, this podcast as well? Saliba. Saliba against Brighton. They're coming together. You know how many times that has happened again this season? It has happened a couple of times.
Not exactly the same one. No, we are not. I think the next week after that, we actually discussed and somebody brought that up that who was it again about Saliba's, and it wasn't exactly the same. Now it wasn't. I think it was Liverpool as well. I think it was it was a Liverpool player. Yeah,
he still did the same today. Go. I don't know if you watch the Fulham game. Maybe when you watch it, you will see. But let's move on since we have a lot of. We can't be talking about Arsenal complaining about referee decision and everything.
That Liverpool's ball was a penalty, But of course, like we told you yesterday, majority of these things is actually not because PGMOL wants people to win.
It's not.
It's just referees. It's just referees' incompetence. It happens to everybody.
For sure, I agree with what you said. Sorry for cutting you short. I agree with what you said. Let's remove Liverpool from. I mean, I'm not saying this just happened against Liverpool. I mean, say their favorite. I'm not saying that. But let's say it's Fulham against Man U, and I'll give you an example. Fulham against Man U, and that will happen. Even if the referee did not have a clear view, I promise you the referee will blow that penalty first and wait for VAR. I'll give you an example of why I said that. The game that sacked what is your Ten Hag, Seven Hag. I think it was West Ham or something. One penalty that was dubious. I don't understand how that referee gave that penalty. I am telling you, if that game was at Liverpool, the referee would not rush that decision because he would be scared to make a mistake. He will wait on VAR to check it.
So is this this season though? Is this all seasons? Because if we start this season
Everton Liverpool.
Okay, but if we start saying it now, this season they want
Everton. Everton Liverpool just during the midweek. Okay, Tarkowski was supposed to see a red. Of course, everybody knows it's a red. He didn't see it. I mean, if the referee had given it to giving the red to Tarkowski, of course, it will have favored Liverpool. If Liverpool had dropped point that day, they will have all L will have.
Of course, we know it's because they didn't drop points.
Are more or less of referee incompetence.
I think that's the bottom line.
Referees no sabi. They no sabi. Now, of course, they can be controversial because they are humans, and sometimes we ourselves we can be controversial. There are some things that will happen to our team. You know how Casemiro red card case be now. For like 3 or 4 games, but just the color red, and we've seen it. Other tackles, other things making soft tackles, and they don't give them red. But it's not referees incompetence.
And people can even say, this season, everybody don't collect 1 or 2. In fact, almost all seasons. Yeah. We're gonna move on to the last agenda of the day, which is just the Champions League. Has anyone's what's it called changed? Do you feel any type of way? As I don't know, Dele as an Arsenal fan, seeing Madrid lose and they're not playing well, do you and Saka is back for Arsenal? Do you feel a type of way? Do you think Arsenal do have a chance, or you're going to play it safe and say, nah, you just be honest? Don't play.
As a fan, I always want my club to, but this is Madrid. This is the best team in the tournament.
Be honest.
They are bad.
Are they better than Barcelona?
I'll be honest on this podcast, even since the beginning. I said it that if we don't have a chance, it might be close.
Even at home, at home. You guys are favored.
No. I'm not saying they'll beat us home and away. No, of course, I think at home we'll have a chance. It's probably going to be a draw. We'll win. We'll beat them 2-1 at home.
The odds are even for you guys. You guys are towards Madrid are like 3.8.
In Spain, it's going to be difficult because this team, they know how to play this competition. That they know, and another one again. Even the little strength we're seeing. Okay, in the midfield, maybe the defense we can hold them. Gabriel is out now. Kiwo, now.
Okay, now
I pity him that he Mbappe.
This point you made now is what another thing they knocked Jetson off. Show and Openka, they did partnership yesterday and they were just giving Jetson left, right, and center. They said if your team is not good, it's not good, regardless whether a player is injured or not. Do you think, as a fan, you can't point to injuries and say, "Oh, if this player,"
That's not true. They can't say that.
that's what they said. They said this season you guys did not win
Even
the
a
league.
coach-
That why would you be blaming Saliba for the reason why you didn't eventually win the league? That you guys are just not good enough.
This season,
No, the season Saliba got injured.
2 seasons ago.
I mean,
2 seasons ago.
obviously everybody knows. Yes, it's not the reason, but it did affect us now in their quest for it. It's normal now. Even the coach will tell you that he wants his players fit. Unless we all want to be hypocrites. Even when Man U, when every time as an opponent we always banter Man U, especially when it was Ten Hag's time. Even Ten Hag kept saying it. Even Shaw here keeps saying it that this guy we are going through a lot of injuries.
Sure.
Of course, injuries will always affect.
Sure.
Okay, no problem. Now, okay, so I think you need to understand the context, and this is the context. Okay, we like the last rightly said, myself and Openka said that the reason why Arsenal are where they are currently in the league, for example, this season, is not because one referee is them inconsistency or one injury. No, it's because you are simply not good enough. Simple. Forget all the
I also
every
disagree a little bit.
bad injuries. Now hold no
I
problem.
also
Of course,
disagree.
you can. Of course, you can.
I mean,
It's not a big-
I totally don't agree with what
Let
Jason
him
said.
land. Let him land.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, virtually everything has had injury at some point. Okay, maybe Liverpool are a bit lucky. I've been a bit lucky this season, but few years back they've also had their own cup of tea. So I mean, look at Man U for example. I recall during ETH we didn't have it. We had 3 left back. This guy that we loaned, Regulion, Shaw, and this other person that we had at the time. The 3 left back. I never heard them before since I don't watch, but 3 players in the same position get injured. How? But we gotta play. That is not the reason why we ended up in that position. That's what I'm saying. Not because it will not affect our play. Yeah, but I cannot be saying it's because Martinez is injured. That's why we are 13th. Come on, no, that is not why we are 13th. No, it's simply because we are not good enough. There's a reason why there's a backup player. Okay, you can't say you didn't win the league because Saliba got injured. No, you are simply not good enough. Of course, you can say that, Saliba's injury eventually affected us at some point, blah, 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 maybe. But you can't say it's because Saliba got injured. That's why you didn't win the league. No, that's what I said.
So
I didn't
you already
say
said it.
wouldn't
I agree
affect.
with what you said.
Yeah.
Like I said at first, you cannot say Saliba. No, that's not. But you saying an injury will not affect a team or their campaign. That is.
I don't think I said that.
Okay.
I don't think I
No,
said
that's what I'm
that.
saying. And now you just made it clear. Now I agree
Okay.
because you already made it clear that of course injuries will affect the campaign. Of course.
Okay. All right. Let's just round this off with our predictions for who's going to go through. Dele, I'm going to start with you. Arsenal, Real Madrid. Who's going to go through? Just mention it, just for the record.
I'll say
Okay,
Arsenal.
good. Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, Inter.
Yeesh. I think Inter will pick them.
Okay, Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa.
PSG.
Barcelona, Dortmund.
Of course, Barcelona.
Okay, sure.
Why did you take time before you answered?
Wait for your turn now.
Of
Last
course,
alarm.
Barcelona.
Make you know your question. Okay. Sure. Aston Madrid.
I think Madrid.
That you
Na
are
every time you
think.
dey think.
That you are think. You purposely they talk up.
No. I have my reason. I mean, I watch Madrid games.
Okay.
For example, I watched their last game. Okay, and I think Ola Salam even reacted on the timeline when I said this. They are not playing cohesively. They play more like an individual game. And if you watch Arsenal games, we can bant and all of those things. But Arsenal can play around football when it's needed. Though. and it's only around football you can use to beat Madrid, except you are Barcelona. This current Barcelona that are playing cohesive. Yeah. It's only around football you can use to win, and Arsenal can.
Club Brugge did
more
not beat them with around
sure.
football.
You know,
Okay.
well, you are not Club Brugge anyway, and if they play,
I mean,
Club Brugge now,
they lost a lot of games in the Champions League, so
it's
I don't think
normal.
they're not
It's normal. It's normal.
Did you
That
see the
one is
interview?
not
Did you see Ancelotti's interview? What he said?
okay. Don't worry. Don't play around football.
No.
You
I'm
can go.
I'm asking
What
this
did
question.
Ancelotti say?
I'm going somewhere. You don't even know where I'm going. Where he said Madrid would play better because Arsenal would come and attack, which I do agree.
Because they have to play as a team, Abi.
Yes. And watch the games Arsenal have, struggled this season. Low block, teams that play low block. If Madrid play a low block,
Counter
they're
attack.
dead.
Madrid can play low block.
Yes, counter attack.
Madrid cannot play low block.
And that's what Madrid usually
Madrid
play.
won't
No.
dominate possession though. They won't dominate possession against Arsenal.
But they
won't
also
dominate
don't play
possession
low
and
block.
they will
They also
stay-
don't play low block.
So are you saying Madrid play high line like
Do
Barcelona?
you know the problem with Madrid? The problem with Madrid is they don't have a controlling midfielder. That's the problem with Madrid.
That is their game style of play. Forget controlling midfielder. That is their style of play. You see, when you play, it's just like the same, like Arsenal. A team goes low block against us. Saka already has 3 men on him. If Saka has 3 guys or 2 guys on him, no other person will show any brilliant this thing. But now we play Spurs. That Spurs is not even going on a low block. Spurs is coming high line with us, man to man. Only one person is with Saka. There's spaces for Martinelli, spaces for Saka. And that's the same thing that will happen for Madrid. That's what I feel, my own opinion. We'll all go front. One mistake from one loose ball from maybe Partey or something. Mbappe is gone. Mbappe and what's it called? Vinicius Junior, they are gone.
Okay. All right. Sure. Let's finish up. Bayern Inter.
Yeah. I think Inter.
Okay. Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa.
PSG.
Barcelona and the Resurgent. You never make I finish. You know what make this guy attack you.
No.
All right. Alas,
The team that I see that can stop Barcelona in this current Champions League. It's just my own opinion anyway. It's still not
not even like PSG also.
No. PSG can't stop.
They go beat Madrid.
Forget Liverpool. See, before Liverpool went to the Champions League to play that PSG game, they've been struggling. Liverpool have been struggling since about January or thereabout. People just don't see it because somehow Salah will just, one pass from Arnold will come and Salah will score and they will defend it, But they've been struggling. They've not been playing like they were playing when the league started. Of course, it became more obvious during that PSG.
Okay.
But sure, PSG has changed the corner. PSG has changed the corner after they beat. Was it who did they beat? Man City or one top team?
Yeah, I think before they almost got knocked out. Yeah. Did they win that game or they drew?
Yes,
they drew the game.
they beat one.
PSG beat Man City. PSG beat Man City.
I don't know if it was Man City, but they played a top.
I think it was a draw.
Top team.
I think it was a draw.
Was it a draw?
It was the next game they now won convincingly. But if they had lost, then they would probably have been knocked out anyway. Yeah. So Allah Salam, I'm going to start with Dortmund, Barcelona.
Barcelona, of course.
Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa.
Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa. I love Aston Villa. Their style of play, I love it. I mean, I didn't even believe they would even win against Nottingham Forest. Even with I think they had the red card yesterday or something. But
even before the red card, they don't score 2.
They don't score 2 in maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, Aston Villa, they are really doing well. If I'm going to put my money on, I don't rate PSG, and I want everybody to know I don't rate PSG. I think the only thing PSG has is their attacking force. I will put my money on Aston Villa. Yeah, Aston Villa.
You're just a hater of that coach.
Not red card. Yes, Aston Villa did not get a red card. Yesterday game?
They got red card yesterday, didn't they? Yeah?
No.
Maybe not. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
No, they didn't get red card. They didn't get red card, sorry.
In Brighton and the other game.
Okay, so Brighton I was talking about, sorry, because I like Brighton too. Yeah, sorry.
Inter Bayern Munich.
Well, Musiala is out. Their left back is out. So I think Inter would beat them. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Real Madrid, Arsenal.
For the love of football, I want Arsenal to win. I don't no, I don't see Real Madrid beating Arsenal. Both legs. If Arsenal can keep their game together, Real Madrid is struggling this season. Nobody sees it. They are really struggling. They don't have their defense is poor. They don't have midfield. I mean, if I meet them anytime, I will beat them. I want Arsenal to beat them. And I'm convinced Arsenal will beat Real Madrid. Yeah. I'm going to
Okay.
bet on it. Yeah. I'm going to bet on it.
All right. So we're gonna round it off with my
Before
prediction.
you round it up, Lala, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, PSG won Man City 4-2 in
4-2.
January 2022.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to round it up with mine. I think Arsenal could go through to the semis, and I think Inter would go through the semis. I also think Paris Saint-Germain will go through, and I think Borussia Dortmund will go through. So those are my predictions.
Why do you think the Borussia Dortmund will go through?
Those are the same way. The same way people thought I was.
No, you need to explain.
Wait. When I said Nottingham Forest would be in the top 4, all of you people did not believe it. I said what I said.
Explain why you think Dortmund will beat.
Because I have foresight. I don't see the future. That's how I'm.
No, you can't just say you see the future. What do you mean? You need to explain.
But you need to vision. I don't see the vision.
No, vision doesn't work with football. What do you mean? You need to explain in football terms.
Okay, the vision that saw Nottingham Forest in the top 4 is the vision. It's the same vision that.
Bro, better go on. Maybe now your Qatar they worry. You better go and sleep again.
Anyways, we're going to round it off. Thank you guys for coming on to the episode. Guys, please follow us on social media, Twitter, Banter, on Spotify, and on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. If you agree or disagree with anything any of the guys have said, please leave a comment and we'll read it on the pod. Also on social media, if in fact just tag us. Anything where anybody talk with, just tag. Tag us, and I will just forward it the way CC works. I will forward it to the recipient. So thank you all for listening, kicking it us for the past hour. See you all on the next episode. Bye.